I'm annoyed because I paid 220 kangaroo tokens for this Logitech Combo Touch case for my 2020 iPad Air just 2 years ago. Now, I could have gone for a cheaper option from ESR or Doku or Initech, but I went with Logitech for the assurance. The assurance that comes from a big brand. The assurance that it would work the best because they were using Apple's Smart Connector. Most of all, longevity. I hoped that this case would see me through the life of the iPad, but after just 2 years, it's falling apart. Now, you might assume this is because I was rough with it. I tossed it around, spilled drinks on it. And you'd be wrong. Since day dot, I've treated it like a baby. It's got its own special pocket in my bag. I didn't fidget with it when I was bored. The only time it really comes in or out of the case is when I want to wipe it down. And that's only once or twice a year because it really doesn't get that dirty. The only signs of use this keyboard should really have are the stickers. Some of which are only fading either because they're old or low quality. Of course, the Apple sticker is fine because even Apple stickers are quality, and these ones handed out by Woolworths will outlast the heat death of the universe. For reference, when Apple announced the midnight green version of the 13 Pro, the best color, by the way, I wanted to go in and trade my blue one for a green one. Understandably, they said no, but the employee who was working with me said that it was the best condition they've ever seen a used phone, and I should just go sell it for almost new. I am that guy who is kind of pedantic about keeping my stuff clean and in good shape. So as you can start to see, there isn't really a reason for this case to wear out so much in just 2 years. Okay, let's do a quick autopsy. All 4 of the thin bits of rubber around the speaker holes have warped and bent outwards. The case fits looser than when I first got it, especially around the corners where you can now see the iPad's metal frame. Before, this was covered and it wasn't visible. Other areas of the case are also loose, like around here, the port, but to a lesser extent, still annoying. And the bottom edge here has come away for some reason. It was just feeling left out. Additionally, there is a small gap between the back of the case and the iPad. Very small, but still something. Pencil always goes this way. And it's not like this is an isolated issue. There are multiple posts on forums and YouTube comment sections of people experiencing the same thing. Some were lucky enough to be within the 1-year warranty return window, while others were forced to resort to more extreme measures. Now, the only fix that seems to be reliable is to take some kind of heat gun. A blow dryer on high seems to be enough, which says something about the quality of the case materials. But anyway, use it to soften the case and nudge it to be in the correct position before it sets. Kinda heat shrink it back into place. I'm not doing that. Now, initially I thought, hey, Logitech's a pretty respectable brand. Surely they can do something. So I gave them a ring. The guy I spoke to seemed pretty apathetic about it, asking me to send some pictures as proof, and then told me there's nothing they can do. I was pretty disappointed though understanding, and I wasn't going to get mad at him for following company policy. But then I had a thought. I don't want a new Combo Touch keyboard case, I just need the case part. The keyboard had done its job and not fallen apart. So I called again and asked if I could get just the case. I was even willing to pay for it because I'm such a sucker. However, I was met with a cold, "We don't stock spare parts." Whatever, it's fine. I can live with it. It's not that bad. $200 for 2 years is perfectly acceptable. But that wasn't even the worst part. No. The worst part was when they offered me a 20% discount on any Logitech product. Just spit on my grave. I didn't want to spend another $200 on a keyboard case. Even more if I went through Logitech. They're still asking $300 new compared to Amazon. If I wanted to spend over $400 on keyboard cases for my iPad, I would have just gone to Apple. And I feel awful because I loved this thing. The kickstand, the keyboard, the large trackpad, the functionality of the function keys. I sold up from a Folio Touch for it, even to the point where I enthusiastically recommended it to a relative who's now having the same problems. Sorry. And I probably won't be buying any of Logitech's other products after this experience. I'm sure they're great products, but they always seemed, 20% more than they really should cost. I assumed it was the Logitech quality tax, but I guess I was wrong. This is my PSA. The one thing you should take away from this video. Don't buy the Logitech Combo Touch. For any iPad model, even the latest ones, they just don't last. It's a known issue, and you won't be able to get a replacement unless you're within 1 year from purchase. If not, get f***ed. And here's a 20% coupon to go buy another one. Now, it looks like they've quietly tried to fix the issue by using more precise speaker cutouts, but that doesn't solve the much bigger problem of the soft silicone rubber that they use stretching and loosening over time. I've also noticed that the case's looser fit, especially on the back, may be leading to trouble with the smart connector keeping a connection with the pins and therefore the keyboard. You can see there's a gap on the back, and on several occasions the trackpad will randomly stop working. I just disconnect and reconnect, assuming that it was a bug, but it seems this defect reached beyond the case's fitment and durability. I feel a little dirty using the word durability because this case hasn't really had to endure anything, and it turned out this way anyway. So what should you get? Well, I'm not sponsored or under any pressure to push a certain product, so here's what I've gathered just by looking around at the market. If you don't want to pay Apple an arm and a leg, ESR looks pretty attractive right now. They've got their own Magic Keyboard clone for a third of the price, and one that offers some interesting positions, but I'd be cautious as it looks like the case they're using uses a similar soft rubber material and not a hard plastic. Their Ascend keyboard is what interests me the most though. I love the flexibility it seems to offer. If only it came in white. Another option I've been messing around with in my head is Apple's Smart Keyboard Folio. Not new. I'm not giving Apple $300 for a product they've abandoned and left untouched in every way, including price, for 6 years. However, I have been thinking about how I use my iPad and if I really need the trackpad. The lack of side protection isn't an issue for me since I take care of my devices. It also means no risk of warping. Additionally, this means it has greater compatibility, working with multiple generations of iPad Air and Pro, something other case manufacturers could learn from. I've seen them floating around on the used market, and they appear to be in better condition than any used Combo Touch I've seen, even after 6 years for the 2018 models. So I hope this video was useful, that whoever sees this won't make the same mistake as me. I can understand why it's largely been missed. The review period for something like this is usually 2 weeks and not 2 years, but it is important since most people buying one don't have a Magic Keyboard to fall back on. There's like one other video covering this topic, and halfway through my guy starts thanking them for inspiring him to take a scissors to his multi-$100 accessory for his even more expensive device. Like and comment so more people can get this message, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Alright, bye.